Hello and welcome to another Legend of Zelda any percent no Up+A tournament match. This one we've got 4iSteven and breastickle racing. I'm John Tabin. Joining me on commentary is Liquid Husband. How you doing, Liquid?
I'm doing fantastic. Been looking forward to this race between these two 2-0 runners with very low times. We are just moments away from getting started, so I'll get out of their way.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be getting ready to go. These are really two great racers. I think breastickle probably a slight favorite, but Steven no pushover. So this if things could get interesting here, and looks like they're off.
They are indeed. We'll see both guys running the world record 3 first route unless something goes wrong. They even kind of halfway joked earlier when they got paired together that they were going to do a low percent race against each other here.
Yeah.
Yeah, average times weren't a thing, maybe so.
Yeah, Steven, I believe the only one who is not yet a sub 30 who has a sub 45 in low percent, and breastickle has been something of a mentor to him in that very, very difficult category. So this is certainly a contest among friends, and I'm sure, I have a feeling they will not be doing low percent. We will confirm that when they grab heart containers at the end of this level. They are both in level 3 now, matching room for room so far.
Yeah. Since we didn't get a lot of time to talk about it before, like you said, yeah, breastickle is one of the top 5-10 runners of this game of all time. Absolutely phenomenal when it comes to movement in this game. There might be no one better purely at making precise movements than he is. And Steven, a little bit more of a newcomer, but like you said, he's the only one who doesn't have a sub 30 who has that time in low percent. I think that's just because he hasn't gotten around to getting his sub 30.
Oh yeah, I think he will most certainly be sub 30 by the end of 2018. It's just a matter of time for him. He's certainly a talented runner, and BT is great at screen scrolling and little precise movement tracks like that. Possibly one of the best. Steven, he's great at dodging damage, and he's put in a lot of work on this game, and it shows. And BT got the early bomb drop, and Steven did not. So BT already a little bit in the lead and in a little bit better shape with bombs. But
yeah, because I mean, you want as many bombs as possible going up against Manhandler, because we've all seen what he can do. Looks like Steven's going to go up top to get the bombs off of these keys in the shoot room.
Yeah, it's already resorting to backup strats for bombs, so a little bit of a rough start for Steven. Let's see.
Ooh.
Manhandler trolling breastickle here.
Yep. Taking one pedal at a time. He does get him down, though.
And he gets the bomb drop, so he's in good shape to head on to level 4. We'll see how Steven fares as he heads into the Manhandler fight himself.
Yeah, like so many other things in this game, the key to that Manhandler fight, if you don't get him on that first bomb, is just don't get hit. Because you still have a chance to get that bomb drop as long as your consecutive hits are up. And Steven almost killed him too clean.
Well, Steven got him on the first drop, but apparently his count was up by the time he got to Manhandler because he got the Force 5 rupee. That causes a problem for him because he only has 2 bombs, which you can get through level 4 with 2 bombs, but not optimally. So he's going to have to force some bombs on his way.
Yeah, because you need 2 bombs to finish level 4. So he's going to have to make sure his counts are right and be smart about it if he's going to force some drops before then.
Yeah, there is a route through level 4 where you don't have to bomb through those 2 walls, but there's a Manhandler in the way, so you need more bombs in that direction anyway. So you see BT forces bombs off the Zols as he makes his way through level 4. Steven just a couple rooms behind him, building up his count.
Yeah, almost any top-level runner of this game, which both of these guys are going to be trying to get bombs in that Zol room in 4.
Well, in some cases they'll be going for rupees depending on their resource situation. Certainly in this situation they're going for bombs. I know BT doesn't usually do double hundo in PB attempts, but he has been doing it in races, so he may be focusing on bombs over rupees. It's a little early to tell, both of them sitting at a 5 rupee count. But
yeah. Coming out of level 1, we'll know a little bit more.
Yeah.
About that situation for sure. So Steven getting bombs in off of the Zol here in the breakfast room as well, but gets bubbled at the worst possible time.
Yeah, Steven forcing the bombs where he needs them, but he's just a little bit behind. But this is still a very close race.
Oh yeah. And one of my favorite things about, like we were talking about BT's movement earlier, watching him try to do those ladder clips without ever stopping moving is just beyond me.
Yeah, he's... That's quite something. You see, BT comes in after that error key. He forces rupees, not bombs. BT coming out of level 4 with a 20 and 3 count. Interesting. He's probably looking at a 30-30 route at the rate he's going.
Yeah. He probably would have rather had a
BT going for a Gliok bomb. He gets hit after he goes for the manip. Let's see if he takes another shot at it or not. He does not. Okay, so BT's gonna have some bomb issues. He'll probably need to force some bombs and may need to fall back on double hundo or red candle perhaps, depending on his resource situation. Making his way through 1. Meanwhile, Steven just gets his bomb forced in that fire room, and he's heading into the Gliok fight with Beam Sword, which is nice to see.
Yeah, that bomb move on the Gliok is certainly a risky one. Did not pay off for BT in that situation.
Yeah, the Gliok head registers kills as it rolls over the bomb, so you can store a drop there, but you have to not get hit for the rest of the Gliok fight, which is pretty tricky. And so it's pretty amazing when someone pulls it off. It's props to him for even going for it in this situation. It's a bold move, even if it didn't pay off for him this time. See, the BT heading into level 1 with a 20 and 2 count. We'll see what he does in terms of forcing resources. Steven not far behind him at all.
Yeah, immediately gets a 5 rupee in the first room. He's already up to 27, so he's definitely going to, even if he doesn't get the rupees here in 1, I gotta think he's going to be making a play for it on his way to wherever he's going. Makes it up to 28, so he's probably going to leave with 28 unless he gets something off of a Wallmaster.
Yeah. I wonder if he might think about the, in this situation with plenty of rupees but tight on bombs, he might think about the new Rue Quarter backup route, which there's more rupee pressure but less bomb pressure at this point, but I don't know if he's even tried that. I know Unos and Cantaloupe and Fred Coughlin have all been experimenting with that route since the Rue Quarter was discovered not so long ago, but
bomb's certainly not an issue for Steven right now, as he's getting drops everywhere. Oh, BT does get his money. He doesn't get... I'm sure he would have rather had a bomb from those Zagrias, but he does get his money.
Yeah, we'll see what choices he makes in terms of routing here, because he is down to 1 bomb. Maybe looking at a 2 before 5 route, or he may, if he can't force bombs here. We'll see what he does with it. Meanwhile, Steven's got the bow. He's Steven a little lower on Roop. He's probably looking at a double hundo route.
Yeah, so for both of them, they've got an issue.
2 different resource issues going on right now.
2 different resource issues, and unfortunately, in the world record route, you need more than 1 bomb just for the overworld here. So BT, not having what he needs, not getting it off of that blue Octorok either. Oh, and he went for the bomb on those levers, did not have his count right, and now
looks like he's going to have to do it. He's going to have to go to level 2 now. We'll see if he, which way he goes.
Presumably he would go along the coast.
Oh, he's not going the way I was expecting. Looks like BT's doing something. BT going up to grab the white sword. Interesting.
Okay.
BT actually is the helped develop the two first. Oh,
It gets the bomb.
he gets the bomb. He probably knew where his global was, so he took the time to kill that Lionel. But BT is helped develop the two first red candle route. Before that, the blue ring route. There was nothing in between the blue ring route and the three first routes. So he has been known to do that in races, but looks like he's interesting. He does not go back to the Heart Rock. Looks like he's going into level 5. So we'll see how he does with the routing on the fly here.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
this white sword route he's doing. Meanwhile, Steven is in fact heading to the double hundo route. He'll grab this northeast 100 and then together with the 100 in the Deadwoods later in the route, he will have all the money he needs. So yes, so BT doing level 5 with white sword now. Very interesting.
Yep, and gets a bomb drop in that first Gibdo room. But yeah, like I said, 6 hearts and white sword is more than BT has for a lot of his runs. So I'm sure, I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing he'll be fine, but I know he has the ability to be just fine in this situation, obviously.
Steven buying the blue candle. BT did not buy a candle before level 5, so presumably he's doing some sort of red candle route. But he's interesting to see him soften up these darknuts with sword slashes. I've seen him do that with the wood sword too. It's in a race. I think it's a pretty good move. Those. In a PB attempt, you want to get those bombs as fast as possible out there, but getting your damage in where you can is always good.
Yeah, and we saw him. He was down to 1 heart in the recorder room, so got a fairy late, so he's leaving with the 4 hearts that he had to begin with. I think he left the Gibdo bomb behind the first time around, whereas Steven picked it up as he's heading to the recorder area now.
And that would be consistent with what you do on a blue candle route, because level 2 is coming next. You usually grab that bomb on the way into the recorder room, as Steven did. BT grabbing it on the way back. I wonder if he's going to. He hasn't done level 2 yet either, so I don't know where he's going next. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. That's usually a strat in the red candle route because you're running.
Because level 7's coming next.
Level 7's next, yeah.
But
Steven did a great job with with those dart nuts that were not grouping up very well for him. Just going ahead and hitting them one at a time and doing very well. Yeah, I am interested to see how many bombs BT does or doesn't use in this situation, and where he's going next as far as money is concerned. I'm assuming he's going to go get the 100 secret up in the northeast and then do all of his coast stuff and head to level 2.
Well, if he's not getting the northeast 100, he'll need to buy a candle at some point, so but he hasn't done level 2, so but he has the recorder, so that gives him some options for routing. We'll see what he does. BT certainly knows this game as well as anyone and can certainly make something up on the fly.
Yeah, I think he's going to take a path to level 2 that's similar to the one we see in the Kanana route that does 2 before 5 and picks up the red candle. But obviously he's already finished level 5. But
okay, so he's
nothing is normal. But as he now whistles to level 4,
we'll see where he's probably good. He's recording, but. Where is he recording to? Let's see. Oh, so he recorded to level 5, which warps you, which is northwest of level 5 is out of bounds, so that's a warp to start. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And
I know there's rhyme and reason to where it's going, but I just never know where it's going to go, so it's just exciting to me.
Looks like he's going to grab that 30 north of start, and then probably buy the blue candle now, so that'll give him a chance to pick up some money along the way going forward. Steven, meanwhile, finishing off Dig Dogger with full health, coming out of level 5 with 2 bombs. just putting in a nice solid run as BT. It's hard to tell who's in the lead at this point. Well, I guess BT's finished level 5, so but we don't know where he's going now. So
looks like he's headed to level 2 like you would in a 2 first route, almost.
Yeah.
But he's probably gonna pick up this 100 secret on the way.
Yeah, he's getting the 100 that you don't see on the 3 first routes, at least not since screen scrolling has been a thing. I think that used to be on the old routes, and now he's HUD clipping.
Hey, gotta get it all in, I guess. Unos did some HUD clipping earlier. I know Bent Glass Tube is known to do it a time or two, and oh my gosh, he's going to level 8.
Oh wow. Okay, so he's doing an early level 8 route with White Sword.
Oh man. Just when we thought we were gonna have a race where both guys did the same thing, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a
This is not something I would do, but I am not him.
No, this is like we said, BT is a low percent runner, so he's used to doing this with wood, sword, and bombs. So doing it with White Sword, I guess not such a stretch, but wow. Just to do this, just run out of bombs in level 1 and just decide on the fly to do this is pretty spectacular. Zelda playing right here, and he gets out of Blue Lagoon 1 with full health.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Nice spawns in that next room, though. Maybe that's something to look into for future runs. These Dark Nuts are just lining up like lambs to the slaughter.
Yeah. Steven, meanwhile, heading into level 2, he skips that Armos because he is on a double hundo route, so he doesn't need that the 30 secrets. So he gets a little bit of time back there. BT gets a fairy drop. It sort of saves him because this Blue Lagoon 2 fight is getting a little bit precarious.
Yeah. He's gotten a couple of clutch fairies in that room, and now, of course, naturally, leaving with almost full health. I guess next he's gonna get a bomb drop here. Speaking of bomb drops, Steven gets his in the Guerrilla room in level 2. So he's got a full complement to try to make this level 2 as fast as possible. As the old adage goes, no one ever gains time in level 2.
So, you see, BT finishing off. He leaves the Gliok heart behind, which is natural on it's natural on magical sword routes because you already have the magical sword by now. But I guess he's not in any hurry to get his heart container count up. Presumably, BT's going to go to level 2 next because he's right there. But
presumably.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's walking in a direction that can lead him to nothing but level 2 at this point,
yeah.
So we feel safe in making that call at this point, as Steven is leaving level 2, exactly 1 level 8 behind.
Tetrali says in the chat, maybe he's not planning on not picking up the magic sword. If he doesn't go back and pick up that heart rock, maybe he's not. Because
yeah. I guess it's entirely possible. It doesn't seem probable, but neither has anything else so far. So we see Steven heading to do his shopping. He has an embarrassment of rupees.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about the double hundo. He has plenty of rupees to do his shopping and plenty for arrow strats going forward. Now we see Steven doing the tricorder, as dubbed by Fiskbit. What he did was he whistled as he was opening that meat shop. What that does is it buffers the time it takes for the Armos to wake up. It buffers the time it takes for the shopkeeper to lag as he spawns, and it saves a whistle later when he needs to whistle from level 6 to level 2 to go to level 8. So it's a triple time save, as Unos pointed out, and Fiskbit responded, so let's call it the tricorder.
I've just got to say, I've never seen anyone take on level 2 with the white sword. That was wild. Watching that Moldorm just melt
Well, I used to do level 2 with White Sword when I was on a really dumbed down route, but not after doing level 8.
Yeah.
So okay, so BT grabbing the Armos 30, which it brings him up to enough money to do his shopping. He already bought a candle, so let's see. He is getting the heart rock, so presumably he is on a magical sword route.
Nope. I was just
oh my god, he's getting a potion. Okay.
I was just about to say, just despite us, he's gonna pick up the potion instead. Oh man.
Okay, so yeah, looks like BT's committing to a white sword route. Because he didn't get the hearts off the coast. He's not gonna get to presumably he's going to okay. BT sets up a whistle for a recorder, it looks like. So that'll recorder shopping presumably. And yeah, he's gonna do level 7, and he won't have the heart containers for the magical sword, so he's gonna end up doing level 6 white sword too. Wow.
Yeah. And again, I hate that it almost feels like we're doing a disservice to Steven over here.
Yeah, I mean Steven's having a very
wisely doing a fantastic job. Yeah.
Steven's having a very solid run. He's just plugging his way through level 7 and not doing anything fancy, just doing his normal routing. So BT does have the advantage of having already done level 8, but so I guess they're pretty even right now. But that a white sword route loses time in combat throughout the end game. So
yeah, it does.
We'll see how that plays out.
But now he won't. There's one, all the things that Steven has to do to get over to level 8 after level 6 is done. Obviously, BT won't have to do those things.
Presumably, BT will go straight from level 6 to level 9.
Yeah, one less trip with the recorder. Obviously, the couple of minutes that a clean level 8 would take. Who knows?
So, Steven finishing off level 7. He has 12 heart containers. He will be able to pick up the magical sword. So that'll be his next stop. BT, meanwhile, making his way through level 7.
So depending on how much longer it takes BT to finish this level 7, will go a long way towards determining who is in the lead at the current moment. However, once the magical sword is picked up by Steven, that is a huge feather in his cap that BT will not have.
Yeah.
Does work a bomb drop in the red candle room though. Naturally. But he's also down to 3 hearts, so he's got to be careful. He's in low percent mode now, just with a white sword.
I have seen BT take deaths in level 7 and low percent plenty of times, so this is by no means free. But that fairy and heart drop makes it a whole lot easier, so I think he'll be fine finishing the level now. Steven, meanwhile, making his way into level 6.
He is not getting the bomb drop in the first room, although he has 3. He's probably going to look for some more. Does a great job so far in this belfry of dodging these fireballs. Can he make it out of there? He does make it out of there with the beams.
Yeah, Don Forgo pointing out in chat that Steven's level 7 was a gold split for him. So Steven is having a pretty good run right now, as he clears through Magical Breakfast Room 1.
He's gonna probably hope to get some bombs from these fires coming up. BT having trouble with a screen scroll. I just want to, say that out loud because I don't know how many times I'm going to say that.
Yeah, I mean, BT does the screen scrolls real fast, but sometimes going for them so fast, you'll miss one. So So yeah, BT as expected, heading into level 6 with the white sword. Steven clearing out Magical Breakfast Room 2, and we will see something you don't see very often, which is a white sword level 6 on BT's side of the screen.
The white sword level 2 was fun to watch. Let's see what white sword level 6 looks like. Oh, he kills the master in the first room, gets all the hearts and a bomb drop. Oh man.
Yeah, well that will help because because I mean with a lower powered sword, bomb strats in level 6 are going to be helpful. So we'll see how he plays this.
He doesn't keep his beams, unfortunately, to the Magical Breakfast one, as we see Steven picking up the Triforce at 24 minutes and 55 seconds. He'll be heading on to level 8 now as his final piece of the Triforce of Wisdom. Ooh, looks like BT may have gotten hit by a red Wizrow beam. He is in health trouble now.
BT, yeah, BT finding out why we often take the magical sword to level 6 as he finishes Magical Breakfast Room 1 with half a heart and uses that potion that he picked up at the Hard Rock location. As Steven heads into level 8.
This is... the muted tone of our commentary does not do this justice.
Yeah,
we're just confused.
I mean, this is something pretty special going on right now. Now because of the white sword routing, BT doesn't get a chance for bomb drops off fires, at least with sword slashes. So,
I did notice he dropped a bomb in there, and I was confused about that. And then I remembered he doesn't have the magical sword.
Magical sword does 4 hit points of damage, so those fires will die without splitting. But white sword only does 2, so instead of dying, they split into two keys. All right, BT through Magical Breakfast Room 2.
Yeah, he took a red Wizrow beam that he was trying to avoid, but again, when it comes to level 6, most of the danger is gone once you're out of that room. So you can get out of there with minimal hearts after that point. As Steven clears out the second Blue Lagoon and still has a fair amount of health. Yeah. He's going to use the bubble to get through the rest of that room.
Let's see, breastickle killed a couple of red Wizrows in that last room, probably hoping for some bombs before he heads into level 9. He only has 4 bombs, so...
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a magical sword, so yeah,
Holy Bunny's getting in the way there on
so
Steven's side.
So BT has a very slight lead, but Steven finishing off level 8, and so yes, and Steven gets a heart off Gleeok, or a fairy off Gleeok, so a pretty small heart refill as he heads towards level 9. Let's see if BT is gonna grab a safety potion, because he still has a blue potion left. So let's see where. Oh, he got a bomb drop off of Octorok. Yeah, the bomb's nice.
So we're looking at 21 seconds difference at the fade to black right now. Can BT maintain that kind of a lead in level 9, having only the white sword?
Yeah. So Steven skipping the potion, so he may be paying attention to his position in the race. Steven does. His PB is no potion. He does it a lot, but he also often grabs a safety potion in races, so he's probably paying attention to what's going on here. He's just a couple screens behind, and with a sword that has twice as many hit points. So this is a pretty close race at this point.
Yeah, and it's possible that BT actually needs, I don't say needs Steven to die in 9, but it might be his best chance.
Well, I mean, I think this is anyone's race right now, in my opinion, because it's not just that something could go wrong. It's that, the way these Wizrobes can land, the way the bomb drops happen. I mean, we can just sit back and watch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. It's just the lack of damage that he can do with his sword compared to Steven's. I feel like Steven can make up that time if both of them have a clean level 9.
Yeah, for sure. BT takes a bop as he skips through Patra 1. As Steven takes 2 bops. Patra being a jerk as he often is.
Oh, and BT down to a heart.
Yeah, BT pulls out that last. Yeah, he's pulling. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, just having to use his last potion, and we're only a couple of rooms in.
Yeah, BT using his potion in the next room. Steven building up a count on the old man in the next room. Looks like he will force a fairy. So both of them filling up in pretty good health shape, despite getting mistreated by Patra.
So Steven currently has half a heart more than BT, but he has a much higher capacity should more drops come along, plus the double damage of the magical sword, although BT getting some bombs there.
Yeah, both of them force bombs off the Zols, so they're in good shape there.
The sync is real now.
Yeah, they're in the same room heading into... Wow, what a race.
Both get a clean clip through Patra. It's going to take some impressive bombing from BT to keep up with Steven, though, in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And the hidden issue of not having the magical sword here is these red wizrobes having to hit them twice with a sword.
Mm-hmm.
They can sneak back up on you so quick.
And it's 6 hits with the white sword and 3 hits with the magical sword on a blue wizrobe. So, yeah. But they're still very, very close. Both of them with 4 bombs at the silver arrows. Steven coming out of the silver arrows a little bit earlier. We got
Steven not getting a very kind follow-up room.
Steven has been having trouble with the reverse clip. I think Fiskbit was yelling at him in his chat the other day. You need to practice that more. But
yeah. You can usually tell the guys who play a lot of randomizer are the ones that can nail that reverse clip. You get a lot more practice in it there, I think. BT clearing out a lot of Patra 2 there as a safety measure. Continuing to lose time, though, on Steven.
Yeah.
So, BT here has 2 bombs he can use in this room.
Bombs
might be happier with the heart drop than a bomb drop there, to be honest.
He was pretty effective with that first bomb, taking out a red wizrobe and doing damage to both of those. Yeah, you can see how the white sword slows BT's combat down, and Steven is a little bit ahead, but BT not far behind at all. This is coming down to the wire.
Oh, absolutely. As we see Steven heading now into Patra 3, literally the home stretch of the run.
Looks like BT's setting up a Hippo Fairy. If you have a 7 count before you kill Patra, Patra counts for 9 kills. That would be a 16 count, and therefore a forced fairy. So you see BT coming into Patra 3 with a 7 count. He will. Patra takes twice as many hits with a white sword, so.
And so Ganon is down already. On Steven's side.
Get your GG's chat. Get your GGs out in chat for 4iSteven finishing in first place with an official SRL time of 33:21, which is a race PB for Steven. And just a little over 2 minutes off his absolute PB, so a very nice run for 4iSteven. Okay, BT heading into Ganon with white sword. With white sword, Ganon will take is it 5 hits? 8 hits? Yeah.
8 hits.
So, and it gives him no problem at all. He stun locks him and takes him out. So get your GGs out in chat for breastickle, finishing in second place with an official SRL time of 33:57. What a race.
That is absolutely fantastic. 30 seconds separating these 2 runners. So many different changes. Or, sorry, 36 seconds separating the 2. What a fantastic run by both guys. As we are being joined in the commentary booth now by the victor, 4iSteven. What a impressive clean run by you.
Steven, we're not getting audio from you.
Thank you. Level 3 was a jerk.
But after that, things went really well.
After that, things went over. Yeah.
Yeah, that was for Steven. That was just a very, very nice clean run. It's a race PB for you. You after a hiccup in level 3, you handled everything well. Breastickle, let's talk about this run. BT, are you there?
I'm here. I just have to figure out which button talks.
Yeah. Okay. We hear you. So you're coming out of level 1, and we're discussing: is he going to go red candle route? Is he going to perhaps do the new 2 before 5 recorder route? And instead, you head up and grab the white sword. Was that an on-the-fly decision?
Oh, absolutely. I was like, well, I didn't get bombs, and here I am. I can't get the heart container because I don't have any bombs at all. So I don't want to backtrack through here. So I was like, yeah, I'll just grab the white sword, and then everything will work itself out. But I made one mistake, and that is I didn't go up in the graveyard before I went over, so I had a bad 6.
Oh, it's so. How much experience do you have doing white sword runs like this?
When I had like a 31-minute PB, about half of my runs were on 2 first white sword. But all of those runs typically grab the magical sword after that.
Yeah, I mean, by a white sword run, I meant a no magical sword run. So, you ended up losing this race. Steven, not a pushover by any means, and he had a decent run, so he ended up beating you. Are you happy? Are you happy with the gamble, or do you kind of wishing you'd gone red candle route instead, maybe? Or it was certainly very pleasing to watch, but and quite an impressive showing.
I've been playing Zelda for like 6 hours today, and that's the first run I was able to finish. So I'm not upset about anything at all. I was just happy to get a run done. It's just way too cold. I shoveled snow in the morning. I came over here, started playing Zelda, and I just couldn't get anything together. So he would have had me on red candle route too.
So Steven, did you were you paying attention to the restream or BT stream? Did you know where he was in comparison to you?
I was listening. Yeah, I knew I'd have to be going to level 8 as he was finishing 6. I thought he was a little ahead of me, and he was. The only way I could beat him is if he shovels snow for hours and then has a bad run, unlucky run, and goes with the weird route.
The stars all aligned for 4i's.
I knew I'd need luck. I didn't gain time on any of my splits except for level 7. I was losing time like crazy.
I think that's the second run I've ever completed with the white. Well, no, that's not true. I used to do RBO, and you get the white sword in that. But yeah, not very many runs completed with the white sword. Usually just wood or a magical for me.
How many heart containers did you have?
I had 10, I think, right?
I think it was 10, yeah. You skipped the 1 and 8 like you were on a world record run.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, he's going to do a white sword run, isn't he? And then it's like, oh, he's bombing open the Heart Rock. Maybe he is going to get the magical sword. And then you went for the potion at Heart Rock. And we were like, he's doing a white sword run. Okay.
I absolutely needed those potions.
You did. Yeah. White sword on Wizrobes and Blue Darknuts is not... it's not that easy, so...
I just couldn't get a bomb to save my life, and then finally the bombs came at the end of the run.
Well, GG to you, sir. This a fantastic showing. Great run by 4iSteven. Really entertaining, unusual routing by Breastickle. This was a blast to call for myself, John Taven, for my co-commentator, Liquid Husband. Thanks to our restreamer Gary and Old Wolf. So, Liquid Husband, do you have the tournament schedule in front of you?
I do, in fact. This was the last race of tonight, but tomorrow we have an incredibly full slate to finish out round 3 of Swiss, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern on JSR2 Gamers channel, Angry Larry versus Janthe. Then we're switching over to Angry Larry after that for a quad race at 4 p.m., Big Glass 2 versus RKC TKC, and then Malagord versus Southern Pretzel. And then in the evening, we got Saver versus V Resner. No restream for that one yet. Speed Gaming 2 has Random Effect versus Zeb Gedney. They're going to be doing back-to-back vanilla and rando races, actually, because they're up against each other in the rando tournament, if I remember correctly. And then the nightcap of it all, Cananophone and Zarnax 42, right here on my favorite channel for the Zelda Any Percent No Up+A tournament, Gary on Old Wolf. So a great slate of races tomorrow night. We've got so Steven moves up into the 3-0 bracket. BT in that 2-1, hanging out with Drone and Unos and some other great guys.
Some of these two, you have to be terrified if you're 2-1 at this point, because you could be against RC Drone, you could be against Unos, or you could be against Breastickle. So it only gets more interesting from here.
Again, we said it last week. This is just week 2 of Swiss. Say it again this week. This is just week 3 of Swiss. The races just keep getting better, more and more competitive, tighter races as the Swiss format goes on. A great lead into what's going to be a wonderful bracket, I'm sure, John, and I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it unfold.
Absolutely. I think we're ready to say goodnight. So thanks everyone for watching.